Scott Guy, a New Zealand farmer, was shot dead at the gate of the family farm in Fielding in July 2010 at age 31. 6 months later, his brother-in-law, Ewan MacDonald, was charged with murder. MacDonald's wife was Guy's sister Hannah, and Guy had been best man at their wedding. Both men managed the Guy's family farm and surrounding properties on Aorangi Road, a few miles from Fielding. The case captured the attention of the New Zealand media and public for 2 years prior to the trial, at which MacDonald was found not guilty. He was defended by lawyer Greg King, who committed suicide 4 months later. Background: Scott Guy was a farmer who grew up on Piree Burn, the family farm, near Fielding in New Zealand. Ewan MacDonald had worked at the farm since leaving school at 16. He ran the dairy operation, married Guy's sister, Anna, and they had 4 children together. Guy was responsible for raising the calves and growing crops for the cows. Guy and MacDonald both earned around $100,000 a year working as farm managers for Guy's parents, who owned the property. The court was told that at a family meeting in 2008, Guy said he expected to inherit the family farm, and that this led to tension between him and his brother-in-law. In May 2008, Scott Guy's parents, Brian and Joe, transferred 400 shares, representing 20% of the business, to Scott, MacDonald and each of their wives. Brian Guy testified at the trial that he explained to his son, Scott, that he was not going to inherit the farm and that to own it, he would have to buy everyone else out. The tension appeared to have subsided, and Brian reported that in the previous 12 months, everyone seemed to be getting along really well. 2 weeks before Scott Guy died, he and MacDonald traveled to Invercargill together for a dairying conference. Nikki Guy, Scott's other sister, said the pair had a fantastic time. One of the Guy's former farm workers, Callum Bowe, told police that he and MacDonald had gone on nighttime trips that they called missions, in which they trespassed, poached deer, and took revenge on farmers who had caught them by secretly returning to destroy valuable livestock and property. He told police that on one mission in October 2008, they torched an old home on Guy's section. In January 2009, about 18 months before the shooting, they vandalized a home being built by Guy and his wife Kylie, causing $14,000 worth of damage. At the time, no one but Bowe and MacDonald knew who was responsible. Shooting: Scott Guy was shot dead at the end of his driveway after he stopped to open a farm gate somewhere between 4:43 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning of the 8th of July 2010. He died from shotgun wounds to his neck, face and arm. His body was discovered by David Barry, a truck driver, at about 7 a.m. Barry called the police at 7:08 a.m. and then called his landlord, Bruce Johnstone. When Johnstone arrived, he took a quick look at the body and phoned MacDonald at 7:16 a.m. 2 police cars soon arrived, and MacDonald arrived on his quad bike shortly after. MacDonald immediately rang Guy's father at 7:21 a.m. sounding distressed and incoherent. Adding to the mystery, 3 chocolate-colored Labrador puppies also disappeared from the farm at the time of Guy's death. Trial. Prosecution. At the trial, the Crown alleged Guy still wanted to take control of the farm and went to one particular family meeting with an agenda outlining his demands. The prosecutor claimed this might as well have been his death warrant. Crown Prosecutor Ben Vanderkook alleged MacDonald closed the farm gates, which forced Guy to stop and get out of his vehicle. Vanderkook said when Guy got out, MacDonald shot him in the throat and then in the face. Police believe the killing occurred at about 4:43 a.m. Vanderkook alleged MacDonald used the farm shotgun and was wearing size 9 Pro-Line dive boots while committing the crime. MacDonald allegedly then rode his bicycle back to the farm, which was 1.46 kilometers away, arriving just after 5 a.m., where he was milking the cows. Vanderkook said MacDonald tried to make it look like a robbery by killing 3 Labrador puppies which were kept in a shed near the house. Police excavated some of the property where McDonald lived looking for the dive boots, the dead puppies and the shotgun cartridges, but found nothing. Defense lawyer, Greg King, said there were 4 fatal flaws in the Crown case. The prosecution claimed Guy was killed by 2 blasts from the farm shotgun, which occurred at 4:43 a.m. 4 nearby residents testified they heard 3 shots in quick succession at about 5 a.m. King called witnesses who said that McDonald was seen on the farm at about 5 a.m., so he could not have been the killer. King also called an American shooting champion as an expert witness. The witness said the farm shotgun had to be reloaded after 2 shots, so it was not possible for 3 shots to be fired that quickly. In his summing up at the end of the trial, King added that if there were 3 shots, the murder weapon could not be the farm's double-barrel shotgun. The expert witness suggested that a semi-automatic weapon had been used. King also said the police ignored other possible suspects and failed to investigate car tire marks at the scene of the crime and the sighting of a mystery sedan on Aorangi Road. He said that police also failed to investigate an offender who had a history of shotgun crimes and had committed a string of local burglaries. A cigarette packet found outside the house matched one stolen by the burglar with a history of shotgun crimes. Concerns were also raised about another man who came looking for Guy at his home a few days before his death. King also questioned the forensic expert David Neal about the size of the footprints found at the scene. Neal told the court there were more than 50 footprints next to Guy's body, and they were all made by size 9 Pro-Line boots. King said the 33 wavy rows on the plaster impressions of the boots presented by the police were not compatible with size 9. He said the prints came from a size 11 or 12 boot. McDonald's wife, Anna, confirmed that McDonald's size 9 boots had been thrown out 2 years earlier. Verdict. After 11 hours deliberation, the jury found McDonald not guilty. After a short break, Justice Simon France remanded McDonald for a sentencing date on other charges. A year later, Guy's father Brian insisted that justice had prevailed. He said that he did not want the case to drag on for years without being solved and made a plea to his son's killer to give himself up. Media and public interest. The high-profile case took the attention of the public for nearly 2 years. The trial lasted 4 weeks and was scrutinized in detail by the media. During the trial, the public gallery was usually full with up to 100 people sometimes lining up outside hoping to get a glimpse of the proceedings. Law professor Chris Gollivan from Massey University says the case interested the public because it involved beautiful, affluent white people from a small, conservative rural town, and showed the rest of the country their family dynamics are as messed up as anyone else. Subsequent events. There were a number of other outstanding charges. In June 2007, McDonald and Callum Bowe had killed 19 calves belonging to a farmer who had caught them poaching his deer. McDonald was also convicted for burning down an old Maori hut and emptying thousands of dollars worth of milk from a vat on another neighbor's farm. These acts were committed for retribution after McDonald and Bowe were informed on for trespassing and made to apologize. Anna McDonald testified at the murder trial that her husband's relationship with Bowe was immature, and she was unaware of what they were doing on their regular night missions. When police found out about these missions, they visited Bowe, who by this time had moved to Queenstown. Bowe admitted to his involvement and, in the process, provided police with an insight into McDonald's behavior. They arrested McDonald and charged him with murder soon afterward. In September 2012, McDonald was jailed for 5 years on the lesser charges. He was eligible to attend his first parole hearing in December 2012. On the 3rd of November 2012, McDonald's well-known lawyer, Greg King, was found dead in Wellington. The finding of the coroner, released in October 2013, was that the death had been a suicide. In November 2014, it was reported that McDonald had been denied parole for a 3rd time and his term of imprisonment might run until completion of his sentence on the 6th of April 2016. He was granted parole at his fourth appearance before a parole board on the 13th of October 2015 and was freed from prison on the 2nd of November 2015, subject to strict terms of parole. See also List of unsolved murders, Murder of Harvey and Jeanette Crew. References